What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, also some altcoins as well. We're going to get into right now. Bitcoin's sitting at $23,850. We're up about 1%. What I want to do is take a look here at Bitcoin on the 1 week time frame, and we're going to work our way in. And then for the altcoins, we're going to be looking on the 1 day time frame. So if you guys get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's always appreciated. Helps this channel out, and we'll continue to do these videos once or twice a week for you. Keep you informed the best that we can. So guys, when we're looking at this here on the 1 week time frame, we're still in our downtrend, so we have to be aware of that. The 1 week time frame is extremely important for us in cryptocurrency. It's going to show us those longer term trends and what we have to do. And what we've been looking at recently is this 200-week moving average, and this is going to be in white down here. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 6 weeks that we closed up above it. So potentially today we're going to have our weekly candle close tonight at around 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if we can close up above that, that'll be one of the first candles that we've had that we've closed up above this 200-week moving average in roughly 5 or 6 weeks. So that would be important. The only thing for me that's really lacking here, guys, that the fact that we're still in a downtrend. We're still trading below our 30-week or 50-week moving average, but also that we haven't had the most amount of volume getting up through this 200-week moving average. So obviously I want to see us close up above it, but I would have liked to see more volume. Hopefully we can get some more throughout the day, because we're going to need that volume to try to get up and over top of roughly about $26,500 is going to be an area, and then it's going to be this downtrending line that we would have to break out of, and that's going to take a lot of volume. We've been in this downtrend now since we had this bearish engulfing candle. This was back on November 15th, 2021. So ever since then, just getting pushed to the downside. But when people are FOMOing and saying, man, I really have to get in down here, guys, realize that we still have to change that trend on the weekly time frame. We need to get a nice breakout of this trend line. There's a lot that has to happen, and if you're going in right now, you can try to pick the bottom, but you have to be aware that we still potentially could have another leg to the downside if we don't get a lot of volume to be able to rally out through this downtrending line and get over top of this 200-week moving average. As you can see, when we step back here, the 200-week moving average has acted very strong support for us many times, and last time when we hit this 200-week moving average, it came on extremely heavy volume, and we have not seen that same buying volume at this 200-week moving average as we did in this area here. So just something that I'm going to keep an eye on, guys. If we take a look at the technicals here, so MACD is trying to get a weekly cross, so we have that going for us, but we have not had that confirmed yet. So keep an eye on that. Relative strength is going to be at 36. So we're still trading below that 50. The 50 potentially could act as overhead resistance as well. Then if we take a look at our VWAP, which is nice, it is in the positive. We're at 6.97 right now. And if we take a look at the money flow, a little bit more in the red. So we have some bullish things, we have some bearish things going for us, guys, and that's kind of what I want to point out on the weekly time frame. Now if we get to the 1 day time frame, and also let me know what you all got going on today. I always love to hear that. Put it down in the comment section for me. We got a little birthday party for my niece today is what I'm going to have going on. So it's been very busy. But right here, guys, main thing that we want to continue are these higher lows. So what you're going to watch here, we had our low of 17,600. We had a higher low of 18,675. Then another one at 18,963. Another one at 20,863. Then we had another one here at about 21,124. And then once we start this pullback or retracement, which it looks like we're starting a little bit here, you can see these upper wicks here. So some profit taking up in this area at around $25,000 or so. So if we do have a retracement back into this area, we would want to set a higher low, higher than roughly that 20,743. So what I always like to do is put a retracement on, just give us an example. So what we would want to hold is up above this 0.382. If we can hold this area, that gives us the probability that we may go for another leg to the upside, look for some higher targets. If we start to retrace down into that 0.618, 0.786, then most likely on the next bounce, we potentially could just set a lower high. But, you know, we have to be careful of these wicks up here and this profit taking as well. Because this is similar to like a shooting star candle. We got a little wick on the bottom, but a really long wick as we tried to push up into that area there, and then we saw that rejection. So just something that we want to keep an eye on. In terms of the 1 day time frame, still trading well below this 200 moving average on the 1 day time frame. We are trading up above our 30 and our 50, and we started to have this 30 cross up above the 50, which we have not seen in quite a long time. The last time we saw this here, guys, it was back in this chop zone, chop area, which is not going to be as reliable for you, but that was roughly about March 14th. So we do, guys, we really have some good bullish things going for us, but we also have a lot of bearish things that we have to realize on the longer term time frame, like that weekly time frame. So just really see if we can set this higher low in this area, see if we can get another push up if the bulls are going to get in there. So right now, VWAP is going to be at 2.39, so losing a little bit of strength there. Relative strength is at 60, so that's good. We're up above the 50, and then if we take a look at our MACD, in this area, we still are to the positive there, so trying to move to the upside. So it's a really important day here in terms of the candle closes for today. Next, let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, trading up below, or up above, excuse me, this 30, this 50, and the 200, so looking good there. Main thing we'd have to watch out for, we did have a bearish engulfing candle up in this area, so if we are to make a move, we would need to get up over top of that 24,500 is going to be the main area for us. Then if we take a look at the 1-hour time frame, we want to stay in this uptrend here. And essentially, guys, we have been in this uptrend. You can see the higher lows that have just been coming in. Then right now, we're in that consolidation sideways. We tried to make a nice, really strong move here, breaking up through resistance, came on some heavier volume, but we gave it right back, and that's showing a little bit of weakness. You can see how we broke up here, then we gave it all back. And one thing I would talk to you guys about here from my experience in 5 years of the market is that I don't like to play when things are breaking out to try to jump in, because many times you'll have this and then you get put in a losing position. What I like to do is look at the equilibrium and then say, I do think this is going to break to the upside. I would jump in an area like this here, and I would put my stop loss below, because if we are going to have continuation, those higher lows should continue and we should get that breakout. If not, then I'm going to get stopped out. So I really like to look for that good risk to reward, keep my stop loss tight on something like that, and then try to get the break to happen, as opposed to chasing it once it broke out and then all of a sudden you have this reversal take place on you and you can go down roughly 5%. You don't want to be buried 5% right off the beginning. Some of your best trades are when you're in a trade and it's making money for you instantly right away, and you just want to let that ride. So that's going to be Bitcoin here, guys. Keep an eye on that. Moving sideways in this consolidation, we're going to have to see if we can get that next upside break. If you are playing something like that, I would keep my stop tight, probably around that 23,491, or up a little higher at like 23,549 if you're playing this with anticipation of it moving to the upside there. So that's going to be Bitcoin. Next one here, guys, let's get into Ethereum. These we're going to stay on the 1-day time frame so I can rip through them a little bit quicker for you. Just want to give you some details since we haven't done it in a while. So if we take a look at Ethereum right now, we're at $1,719. We have gotten our cross of our 30 up through our 50, so that's a good deal there. We've had a little bit heavier volume, so not too bad there. Main thing for Ethereum right now, what I want to see us hold, it's going to be the low of this candle here, the body, and that's going to be at about 1,637. I don't want to see us drop below that or give up that higher low right there. So if we can stay within this candle here, just like we've been for the last 2.5 days or so, this could potentially give us room to make that next move to the upside if Bitcoin can cooperate here. And if we do get another pop to the upside, we'd look at roughly about 1,865 is overhead resistance, then be up to around that $2,000, and then obviously that 200-day moving average, which is going to be at 2,335 is going to be the area. But as we're looking at this here, we just want to see that continuation here, guys. And right now we should be within the retracement area of still potentially being some type of a bull flag here. So if we pull this up, right there we have not retraced past the 0.382. So we're going to keep an eye on that, see if we can hold that for potential extension. If we can't hold that, we're going to be looking down roughly to about $1,500 in my opinion. So let's take a look here. As if we step back, so MACD is still in the positive. Relative strength is going to be at 65. And then our VWAP right now is at 0.27. So losing a little bit of strength there, and our money flow has been in the red. So we do want to keep an eye on that. See if we can get up over top of this area, and that's going to be at about $1,800 is what we're going to have to do. But main thing, guys, just watching these higher lows. This is one thing that we'll always talk about here. See our low, higher low. Right here is about a double bottom. Higher low, and then if we come back down in this area, we want to set another higher low. It's all about those higher highs and higher lows. And with Ethereum, what we saw here was this break, guys, and we did get some continuation. We broke out of this area, came on a little bit heavier volume, and that's what pushed us to the upside there. So always looking for that volume, going to be important. So next one, we're going to take a look at ADA. If you're here for ADA, let me know. and try to get as many as I can in here, guys. Just doing this quick for us. So ADA has been more so in this like accumulation area, just really moving sideways down in this range. I'd say the main support that we've had is roughly at about 40 cents is going to be the main area. And then overhead resistance, we've been struggling with around 55 to 60 cents. So what you can see, same deal here. ADA pushed up into around 56, and then we had some rejection. We ended up closing down around 52 cents in that range. So we've had a little bit of weakness here. This is where the bulls need to get going for us. We need to get that heavier volume to get up through some of these higher levels here at around that 55 to 60 cents. If we're able to break up through, guys, I would look roughly to around about 62 cents, and then it'd be up to around that 67 cents for overhead resistance area. But the thing I do like about ADA, seems like the downtrend's been slowing just a little bit here. So guys, it's almost been an entire year that we've been in this downtrend here. You can see that, and now we're starting to round out or flatten out down in this area here. So that's why 40 cents is going to be so important to hold, because we've started to build this base of support, and we don't want to give that back up yet. Got to remember, we're still trading below this 200-day moving average as well, guys. And if you listen to many books and study about technical analysis, unless you're really a ninja and a shorter term trader where you're playing these reactions, getting in and out, typically you don't want to start trading an instrument to the long side until you start trading up above this 200-day moving average. You can see back in here, this entire run, when we were above this 200-day moving average, that's when Cardano made all its moves to the upside. As soon as we dropped it or broke down through it here, guys, take a look. Look at the devastation. Just playing the 200-day moving average, you would have saved yourself 71% if you sold out once we broke down through that right here. So don't try to fight the trend is the main thing. Many times it's better to wait till you have that established uptrend. You know you're in an uptrend. You can set your stop losses and try to let it ride as opposed to fighting downtrends. But, for ADA, it's one that I do like. I think it does have a promising future in my opinion. So MACD still positive there. Relative strength can be at 59, so we are up above the 50. The VWAPs can be at 4.19, so a little bit stronger than some of the other coins. And then if we take a look at the money flow there, the money flow is going to be in the red right now. All right, so that's going to be ADA. If you're here for that, let me know. And then we'll take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin's has been trying to find this bottom as well. Same deal, guys. Really been pushed down. If we take a look at from the 200-day moving average, when we had this big selling pressure to where we're at now, 64% to the downside. And the reason I'm pointing this stuff out, guys, is so that you can use it for life in other instruments as well, or even in Litecoin. You really want to trade long when you're up above that and finding support off it, and not so much when you're below it, because it's going to act as overhead resistance for you, and you can obviously see how low you can go once you do drop down below that. So the day when it comes, when we break up above this 200-day moving average on a lot of volume, that'll be a good day, and we potentially could get going higher. But for right now, guys, we just got to take it one day at a time, and what we're looking for are higher lows to continue coming in. So for Litecoin there, we were at 40, then we were at about $46. Then we went up to $52. So now when we pull back, we want to stay up above this $52 to keep these higher highs and higher lows coming. Because you can see, guys, we had our low, high, higher low, higher high, lacking follow through, higher low, higher high. Same thing again, lacking a little bit of follow through here. We just didn't get that break to where we kept moving. So we got to keep an eye on that. And we got to keep an eye on this resistance here at about $65. So for Litecoin, guys, let's see here. We are at 59 on the relative strength. MACD is still positive. We have not had a downside cross yet. VWAP's going to be at 1.39. And then our money flow is going to be in the red there at negative 2.44. Something we're going to keep an eye on for Litecoin there. But we want to see these type of candles here, guys. Nice, strong candles. And say you are playing something like that, you're anticipating it to go to the upside. Always remember, when you see a candle like that, heavy volume, just stick your stop below that, because if we're going to continue, this candle here should be strong enough to show us that we are going to get that continuation to the downside. And if not, we roll over, you're not going to want to stay in your position, because we're probably going to go lower and test, $40 or so, really drop down much lower and test some of those lower or support areas. And then let's see here, guys. We'll go Matic, and that'll be the last one. If you're here for Matic, let me know. All right, so Matic's been one of the stronger ones here, leading a bit, trading up above our 30 and our 50. We are approaching this 200 moving average. That's going to be at $1.16. Main thing here is just holding this trend line, holding these higher lows here, guys. So we were at 31 cents. We're up to 41 cents. Then we went to 51 cents. Then we went to 72 cents. So the next time we pull back, we just want to set another higher low and then try to get that higher high up into this 200 moving average. We're just going to have to realize that many times this can be strong overhead resistance. You can see it back in this range here when we dropped, tried to back test it, came on low volume, and that was our sign. And then we got really pushed to the downside here. So Matic has been a little bit stronger. You can see how much closer it is to the 200-day moving average. Relative strength is going to be at 65. VWAP's at 2.64. Money flow is in the green. It's at 3.33. Then the MACD's just really been kissing right here, just really moving sideways for us. So want to bring these quick, guys. I'm not in a major rush right now. I can play some small positions, but in terms of bigger, larger positions, I still need some more confirmation. That's just me. Y'all do whatever you want to do. God bless y'all. Take care.